Hello, this is the Dove Lady again. Just going to show you a few of the pictures I've been taking lately that are so very colorful. And now get them going. Now there is noise going on, football game. So pay no attention to the loud noises. Nobody's getting hurt, except maybe on the football field. Some of these are so unusual looking. There's hardly ever any two that are even similar. Well, maybe they're similar, but they're not alike. There'll be differences in every picture. Look at the color in that one. That one is really unusual. These colorful pictures, I could just take them all day long, and they would all be different. And there's just, it gets to a point where I think, why am I continuing to take more pictures? They're all real similar, and sometimes I wonder why I do it. It's kind of like you can't eat just one when it comes to popcorn or something like that. I can't take just one picture. Look at the color in that one. Isn't that beautiful? I think colors are very healing as well. To look at colors is a very healing thing to do. There's so much dimension you see in these pictures. And this is just what is in empty space. I'm still struggling with one of my eyes seeing the ultraviolet light. Now, I went to the eye doctor. I went to the retina specialist eye doctor. And they took a lot of pictures of my eye. They ran a lot of, well, not really tests, but taking pictures. Yeah, they did do a test too, because they thought, my regular doctor thought maybe I had had a stroke and didn't know it. Because sometimes a little piece of plaque from your artery will travel up toward your head. And if it gets in your brain, that's kind of bad, but sometimes it affects your eye. So they did a sonogram, can't say that word, of my neck, of the arteries in my neck. But I don't think they're going to find anything wrong. Oh, look at that one. Isn't that something? Let me just see if I can pull that one up a little. Look at that. Yeah. Sometimes I think these orbs just travel over all this colorful stuff, because look at the continuation of this long strand from that orb into this one. They're just like a seeing device, a magnifying device that just floats over all of this. And there's so many things on so many different levels. And my eyes, I don't know what's the matter, but I'm afraid to drive anywhere because it's hard to focus. I hope that whatever's happening with my left eye, that it evolves into something good that will relieve the problem I'm having now, which is trying to focus. It's kind of hard to read a book or read anything. I can do it, but with a lot of strain. And when I close my right eye and just look with my left eye, that's seeing the violet color, well, everything is tinged in violet. It's kind of interesting, but it's also kind of a problem. Oh, gosh, I wish I would quit using foul language. Maybe y'all can't hear all that. I hope not. I don't know why when people get together, they just love to talk bad. Especially if they get excited. I just cannot get excited over a ball game. Okay, baby, what's going on over there? My little dog sitting by the window, and she must see something. Only thing is, she might be seeing someone moving around in their driveway or walking down the road or something. And that is worthy of barking about, according to her. There's a little bit of Harry there. And now these next few pictures are with my Nikon camera. It doesn't put all the you don't see all the little atoms, the little circles. Sometimes you see one, but not so often. But I get some very colorful pictures with it. I prefer my Kodak, though. It has more character. I'll go through these rather fast. They're all just very beautiful. like I could say, I could take pictures like this all day long, and they're all beautiful and they're all different. And after a while, when you have about 1,000 of these, you think, well, what do I need more for? My goodness. They're piling up everywhere. Yeah, they're right outside the door. Yep, they're just one after the other, gorgeous, beautiful orbs. And I think the orb is just a seeing device, not that they are orbs. This is just color that surrounds us. If we could see it with the naked eye, it would be hard to see the world we're used to. And it probably wouldn't be a good thing because we couldn't get around all this color. Would block our vision. But some people can see it. I've found someone, I showed him how I see it, and he was able to see it as well. Just by looking at light, you can see a lot of color. But the light I look at is the LED light. It seems that's a different kind of light for some reason than just ordinary lighting. So if you don't have you an LED light, get one. They're very interesting, the light that comes from them. And I just took one after the other until it just, now they were getting a little more interesting. There was stuff moving around in them of a darker color. I'm going to go out of here and take you to these. Now these are some more that were taken with my Kodak. The one I say has more character because you get those little, you get a lot of the little circular things, and you get the 2 eye sockets in every one. They'll always be right there on the orb. No matter where the orb is, they're in a certain location on the orb. Unless it's too dark there to see them. But you can notice in the lighter colored ones, you always see those little eye sockets. And I was looking at some of these critters, they call them critters, that Trevor James Constable took of beings that he says live in the sky. And they had those 2 little eye sockets, some of them, some of his pictures. I thought that was so interesting. He tried to tell people that there are beings of this kind of nature that look like an orb, but really they don't have to be perfectly round, that live in the sky. And then, of course, when the tether incident happened with the space station, a lot of people saw them, and they can see that anytime. There's videos showing those little strange characters moving around. And that's kind of like, there's no denying, I mean, that we have pictures of it. They are intelligences, and I think they can be any size. They can be the size of a planet if they wanted to be, or they can be something microscopic. And they can communicate. Or, I did get that communication about them. Maybe the communication said that these beings were intelligent. It's just that life forms that don't look just like us we can't imagine that. How could it be intelligent? It's just a big round circle. But we have to stretch our mind to be able to see that not everything in the universe looks like us. And even if they don't, they can be way more intelligent than we are. I think man is a little arrogant thinking we're the smartest there is, because it just is not true. I think we have a lot to learn from this kind of thing, from being aware that these beings exist. And yes, they are shapeshifters, and they multiply themselves. And if they're like Walter Russell said about light, if they are light, then they don't travel. They reproduce themselves. Light doesn't travel. So this video will just have a whole slew of these things for you to look at. Their colors are just wonderful, and they are mysterious for sure. I wish I could tell you I knew what they were communicating by what they look like, but I have no idea. I have way more questions than I do have answers. Maybe someday I will find out. Some people, when they look at these, they can make out faces, even whole bodies sometimes. And, sometimes I've done that. I don't think it means anything much, but, it is possible to see a face, what looks like a face. That's a little character. I see him over and over. I would like to have some of these blown up as big pictures and put in a gallery. And you could say the artist is light. Light itself is the artist. Okay, that was it of that one. But I'll just show you, look here. I just take pictures, too many. I'm getting too many. But I keep doing it because I keep wanting to understand what I'm looking at. And they're all different, but they're all similar. And that one was unusual. Well, I'm going to end this with a picture of my dog sitting in the window, looking outside. Baby, look at me. You're in the shadow. She sees things outside that she thinks she needs to bark about. Anyway, and here's the other dog. This is Mia. They're both in here because they don't like to be out there in the living room when there's a football game on. And I've got a suitcase full, just full of pictures that I've mounted on some little cardboard things of the different orbs and parts of them. I'm going to be giving them to people. I've thought about giving them to people who view my videos. If they want to let me know their address, I could send them to a couple of these pictures because I have bukus of them. Well, this is the Dove Lady. I'm going to end this for now. Over and out. Bye-bye.